This unit will answer the following question. How do you make a drawing on a flat surface appear 3D? We know that this is a drawing. We know that it's a two-dimensional surface, a 2D surface. So how can we make it look 3D? The answer is by using perspective. Open up your sketchbooks, please, to the front half, find a blank page, and create the title Perspective Drawing, and then write down these two notes. Perspective drawing equals drawing objects on a 2D surface so that they appear to be 3D. And just one sentence about the history of perspective drawing, which is that during the Renaissance, from 1450 to 1600, artists became interested in making two-dimensional artwork look three-dimensional. Please pause this video now so that you can write down these notes. So let's take a closer look at how the illusion of perspective is achieved. This is a very well-known painting by an artist called Raphael, and the painting is called School of Athens. This is one of the most famous paintings for showing the early attempts at creating perspective, or making it look like there's space in an image, even though we know it's on a flat surface. So how does Raphael achieve perspective? Well, there are 5 different ways. The first way is by overlapping. By placing this man in front of the stairs, he's blocking those stairs. This helps us give the illusion of space. Because he's in front of these stairs, we can't see these stairs. We know that there is space in this image. It gives us the illusion of 3D. So overlapping is one way he achieves perspective. Here's another way. You guys looked at shading in order to make things look more 3D when you were creating your cylinders and spheres. This is exactly what that is. So by either adding a cast shadow, like you can see here, these people have a cast shadow below them, or by just shading things so that it sort of shows you where the light is hitting them, like we did with the cylinders, where we had one side of the cylinder that was very dark and one side that was light. That's another way to achieve the illusion of perspective. This is the third way, edging and details. So if you look at this image, you can see right up here, the details on the ceiling are very clear, but as we get further away, so in this archway, the details are blurrier, and by the time we get to this archway, we can't see the details at all. So that's one other way of how to achieve perspective. As things get further away, they get blurrier. Here's another way. As things get further away, they also get lighter. If you'll notice, the sky up here closer to the viewer is quite dark, and as it gets further away, it gets lighter and lighter. This is another way to achieve the illusion of perspective. There's one last way to achieve the illusion of perspective that Raphael shows us very clearly in this image. And this is the technique that we're going to be focusing on the most for this unit. And it's called size and space variation. So just like the colors get lighter as they move further away from the viewer, and the details get fuzzier as they move further away from the viewer, you can also notice that things get smaller and look like they're getting closer together as they get further away from the viewer. So using these archways as an example, we can see the archway that's closest to us is quite large, and there's quite a distance between the front archway and this medium archway, which, as you can see, has gotten smaller. And as you go towards the last archway, it's much smaller, and it actually looks like the distance in between this middle archway and the final archway has gotten shorter. So what I'd like you to do now is, on that same page you wrote your earlier notes, I'd like you to write these notes. 5 ways to create the illusion of 3D on a 2D surface. Overlapping, shading or shadows, edging and details, color and value changes, and size and space changes. Please pause this video now so that you can write down these terms.